What is good? Everybody, let's do some cardio and answer some questions. Let's go. Let's get it. I'm just setting up this thing. Right on. Yes. Okay. Let's do some cardio. Hold on. Not liking this angle. Fix it a little bit. I'm just fixing the angle. See what's going on the other side. Go. Okay, that's a better angle. Right. Let's do some cardio and answer some questions. Um, Thank you everybody for watching. For any questions, you can just pop them in the chat. Subscribe, like, and do all the nice things. Yeah, sorry, it's at night, so when you see a shadow, you are sort of forced to take it just to make sure, cause it's at night on my side. Okay. Once again, I always repeat or I always emphasize this point. According to one of commentators that I watch quite a lot, is that a good video needs to be shared until you feel that the message has gotten to the relevant people. So I always, when I do cardio, I just need to emphasize that one of the main reasons I do cardio is that when I'm in the gym, you do not want cardiovascular failure to come before muscular failure. Meaning now that you don't want to struggle to breathe or to, have issues with your heart rate or anything along those lines before the muscle gets tired. That is one of the main reasons why I do cardio. And I must repeat, it's not the only reason, but it's one of the main reasons that you do not want to reach cardiovascular failure before you reach muscular failure. That is one of the main reasons. And I will keep on emphasizing this point until I don't know when. It's definitely other benefit, but the main one, if you're trying to build muscle, is that your cardiovascular health should not be an interference when you're trying to build muscles. Let's get to the questions. First questions. What muscle sucks the most when it's sore? For me, when I'm sore from squatting. So this whole part, the glute part and the hamstring, but when it's sore from squatting, for me, that really sucks. Especially if you have to now try and use the toilet. When you try and sit on the toilet and now you must stand up when the glute is sore. That's that's the worst. That is the worst for me. So sitting on the toilet after squatting or a few days from squatting, that's the one that really sucks for me. What's the reason you started working out? I've told the story before. I used to play cricket, was on school, and I felt that my throwing arm was a bit weak, and I had a lot of discomfort where, in a game or in training, I had a lot of throws from a distance, from far. So I always had discomfort. So I started training just to get my forearm stronger. Or that was the goal. And it happens that my dad, he was already, a gym goer, and I joined him in the gym, give me tips on, what exercises to do for my forearm, and I liked it. Obviously, also spending time with my father also sort of contributed to me liking it more, and played less cricket, but continued to go to the gym. Physique wise was it came together. The females were liking it. Oh, I felt that I was sort of not easier, but some attention from the females. Let me put it that way. I liked it, and fast forward, I don't know how I got to this point where going to the gym, it's so important that I can't miss a week. I just do 3 days a week, but I can, if I can get 3 days a week, I'm good. I'm good. 3 days a week. That's all I need. So I don't know how I got to the point where I know I kind of need the gym now just to balance me out. I'm better with gym than without. So that is that. Okay, here's another question. In a calorie deficit, how do you control your cravings? Definitely hydration. That will definitely assist. Black coffee, that will also assist. Your green tea or any tea of your choice, which does not have any added things in them. Um, what else? Your low calories food. One that just came to mind. It's mushrooms. Mushrooms are really low in calories. Pepcorn, if it's cooked with not a lot of oil, nothing is added. Also contains less calories. Your greens, most of them contain less calories. So there will be you know or any of these zero calories drops which have a little bit of flavor. You can put a drop in your water or anything along those lines. But basically, hydration would be the tip that I can give to fight off cravings. Let's see what else. How long did it take before you started seeing results? I think for me, I think for this question, it would depend on what does one classify as result. Okay, I'll give an example, or I will try and sort of simplify the question for myself, kind of be able to answer it. So, if your goal is to lose weight, like a kilo a week or anything like that, you can start seeing that in about 2 weeks' time. You know, if you stick to the diet and your training and all of that, you can see it in 2 weeks. But if your goal is to gain muscle, that will be sort of almost a long-term investment. Because with that one, it will take time, especially if maybe you are skinny and you're trying to put on muscle on very skinny structure. So that will take time. I think a month at least with proper eating, proper training, and obviously my personal favorite, creatine monohydrate. I think with that you'll definitely be able to see some results when your goal is to gain muscle. What is your favorite muscle group to train? For me, it's legs. High rewards, high high risk, high pain. More than 50% of your body is made up of your legs, and you can train your legs and don't train your upper body for some time, but you still feel that you've accomplished. And when your lower body, your legs are muscular, the rest of the body sort of benefits because when your body is holding a lot of muscle, it requires more calories to sort of maintain it. So if you have a strong and muscular legs, your body actually burns more fat than an individual whose upper body is more developed than their legs. So that's another reason why I like training legs. What is the biggest gym mistake most people make? I'll say not keeping it simple, trying to complicate things. I think that's the biggest mistake. Following different program, a different diet, changing, training, split, you know, just doing too much. A lot of YouTubing, a lot of TikToking. I believe you just need to keep it simple when it comes to gym. Keep it simple. 4 days a week. If you're starting out, 4 days a week. You know, one day you do your chest, so that is push and the triceps. That's the one day. Second day, you can do your legs, quads, calves, hamstrings, glutes. Third day, you can do your back, your back, so deadlift, rows, and all of that. And fourth day, you can do your shoulders and your biceps. 4 days, simple. And when it comes to eating, normal, not really, I can't say normal because I don't know. Normal is different for different people, but more fat. Well, let me explain that. More good fat compared to the bad fat, and decent amount of carbs and high protein. I think for me that is decent. You know, more fat, more protein, good fat, avos, eggs, all of that, and decent amount of calories. This is for me keeping it simple. Supplementation wise, just creatine. You can worry about anything else after that. Mm, can you do 50 push-up without stopping? Yes or no? Actually, I answered this one with the video. It's somewhere on the channel, or also posted it in every social media. Because I actually didn't know. I've never attempted to do 550 push-ups without stopping. So to that, yes, I can. I don't know, form wise, I'll give myself about 7 on the form, but the form is not below 5. It's maybe 5, 6, but it's definitely not a 10 because I'm aiming for the number. I'm not aiming for 10 out of 10 quality rep for each of those 50 reps, but none of them are below 50% if you give me a rating. That's my my view. Let's see. Okay, the last question is, I think it's been 20 minutes, so it should be decent amount of cardio. This person says that, what can I use instead of bread? I still want to eat sandwiches. I think you can make your own bread or substitute for bread, maybe with vegetables, or you can do the sourdough bread, or you can do lettuce leaves as bread, like, or cabbage. You can use as bread with your fillings. What do you call it? It's not patty, but those thin slices, those thin bread like that is made of flour. You can make your own with gluten-free flour or with vegetables, and you can definitely find a recipe somewhere on the internet for that. What else? What else can you use? But definitely vegetables, or you can make something with vegetables. You can also use big mushrooms as slices, for your sandwich. But definitely gluten-free bread or something that you can make yourself with vegetables, and it's definitely something that you can use to substitute bread if you still really, 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 want to eat your sandwiches. But there's definitely a lot of options when it comes to locally bred. So let's finishing off this cardio. I think I'm just gonna do, yes. How long has it been? Let's see. I think it's about more than 20 minutes. So oh, it should be good enough. Let's see. Yes, 20 minutes on the dot. Thank you for watching, everybody.